Hello and welcome to this review for Transformers Rise of the Beasts Titan Changers Cheetor. Cheetor is part of the first wave of Titan Changers out in the US right now. He's part of the second wave. He's been repacked in the second wave that's out in Canada right now at Walmart's. So this toy is around depending on the currency, so in the US is between like the $15 and $20 price point, and in Canada he was purchased for $22. I have him next to the box first, just to show you that there is some very nice art of Cheetor. It's concept art from the film, and it goes to the side too, so it's pretty cool. And yeah, that's the back of the box. So it's in 7 steps, so he's a bit more complex than other ones within this size class. We'll get to it though. It's really not a big deal. I just say that there is a bit more involved, and I appreciate it for it. You'll see. I am actually fond of this toy for the size class that it is. Now here's compared to other ones to give you an idea of how tall and how big he is. So for around, like I said, between 15 and 20 bucks, you get a toy that is much taller than a leader class figure, like a Sledge here, and of course bigger than a Voyager. I picked the Voyager from 10 years ago just to make sure that it's the kind of Voyager size that fans that expect, and that's a deluxe right there. So I'll take him out of the way. And we're left with just our boy Cheetor. Now Cheetor isn't based on, even though it's written Rise of the Beasts, while the alt mode has some elements of Rise of the Beasts, the bot mode does not. He's more like we'll say a modernized version of the original look from the Beast Wars cartoon. And unlike others within this size class, or this toy class, he actually comes with a weapon. I know Megatron does as well, but for example Scourge did not. So here he is. Here's a view from the back, which is never a great look with these toys. But of course this whole section here, which is empty here, it does fill up in cheetah mode because of this weapon here, this tail weapon. Let me take it out of the way. I'll bring him close so you can see some details. So here's Cheetor. I really like the Maximal emblem here on the chest. And there is lots of really nice sculpted. Like I said, the helmet is really nicely done. You've got some cool techno parts, and like kind of like in Beast Machines, where you did have the techno-organic idea. So you've got some here fur, but also intertwined with some metal and some tubes. The wrists do not move, but at least you can hold a weapon with them, which is more than you could say for a Scourge, for instance. Of course, yeah, in section, just the same kinds of details that you have, techno-organic details all throughout. Now we're going to go through the legs and the feet. Now the feet are like, how can I say this? As you can see, he's balancing on a part that is not extended towards where the actual feet extend, so he does have slight balancing issue. Like for a kid, it might be a tad bit hard to make him stand. One thing I do want to point out is that in the articulation, unlike others within this type of toy class, he does have knees. That's used partly for the transformation, just to make it look a bit more cheetah-ish, but it does end up giving him a nice knee. And while the hips here, this whole area is fused to facilitate the transformation, you can actually just like remove this bit here in the middle and actually have way more articulation here, so have individual leg transformation, individual leg articulation. That would not be a problem at all, just to do a little cut here. That would actually work very well. Good, so now we're going to get into the transformation itself. If you were, well, just say curious, I did say he does have knees, and he does have this kind of weird kind of articulation bend at the elbow, and I guess you call this a butterfly joint as well. But that is for the transformation. And he does look up, and speaking of looking up, that is the first step to do in the transformation. Once you do that, you bring up the cheetah head, and there is a nice satisfying click that you have to do to make sure you get it right. There, you heard that, so it will not move after that. Then you take the arms, and you extend them outwards, and you fold them in. Now you get to this part where you will Like I said, since they're fused, you just have to put the legs like this, and it'll bring both of them like that. You have the cheetah, who looks half finished, and that's because the part's missing here. I'm going to bring down the camera as well. One moment. So I'm going to add this, since this is a very, it's not great, not looking great, but it's going to look better. There, see, now he's full. And like I said, you can use these like, this part I actually find pretty cool. They didn't need to do this. They kept just left it straight, but instead they give you some kind of knee bend so that you can make it work better. Let's see, I unhooked it. There you go. And here's Cheetor. Now, like I said in the Scourge review, I find that Cheetor looks actually really, really good in this animal mode. While it's a simple figure, you saw that the details were looking quite good in robot mode. What I find cool about the Cheetah mode is that even though, yes, there's a bot right underneath there, the fact that it's still concealed quite well for like a cheap kind of Transformer toy. I'm actually quite impressed with how good the Cheetah mode looks. I do like the head that doesn't use any fake parts in this case. You have the whole Cheetah backside, which ends with a tail. So it looks like it's a complete, decent-looking robotic animal. I think it looks good in this sense for the type of toy that it is. Like I said, for a $15 to $20 toy, I think this definitely does your job, and this would be fine for kids. The transformation is, as you saw, simple, but still just, ever so slightly, it just a few more steps to make it a bit more satisfying, like the bend here. Like the arms extending out and going backwards, more in. So it is a fun transformation for kids, but a simple one nonetheless, so that it can be good for kids that are, even 5 years old. Even though it says 6 years old on the box, a 5-year-old could do this transformation. Just showing you different angles. I'm trying to do it like this because if you can have like that, you actually don't see the robot bits there. So that's Cheetor. Hope you enjoyed the review. Take care all. Bye.